So I have to admit that I was pretty excited about staining these cabinets, or more specifically about finishing staining the cabinets. The reason being that these are the last cabinets in my house that need to be redone. The plan is to stain the wood and then add some soft close hinges and some handles. I'm using the same stain as in my last video, which is the General Finishes Java Gel Stain. I know it looks like I'm painting black tar or something on the cabinets, but I promise it's the same. After putting 2 coats on the base cabinets, I moved over to the doors. The stain goes on pretty easily with a foam brush. You just paint it on like anything else. The goal for the first coat is just to get as much stain on the wood as I can without globbing. I usually give it 16 to 24 hours to dry before coming back for the second coat. So this is after 1 coat has dried. You can still see the brush strokes and the stain doesn't have full coverage. The second coat goes on just like the first, but with an emphasis on covering up those bare spots. Here's what they look like after the second coat has dried. After the stain, I add a clear coat to protect it. It's called High Performance Gloss, and it's also made by General Finishes. Again, this is the same stuff I used in the previous video. The clear coat dries a lot faster than the stain, and usually only takes about 4 hours. So if I stay on top of it, I can usually get the first coat done in the morning, and the second coat done in the evening. Then I flip the doors and do it again on the other side. Of course, I also do 2 coats of the clear coat on the base cabinets as well. So after I finished everything and it dried, I thought it was looking pretty good until I found this little spot here. I either didn't get enough stain on this spot, or more likely put my hand in it without realizing. But it actually wasn't too hard to fix. What isn't easy, apparently, is filming and staining at the same time. I did a better job filming here, and the clear coat blended this area in with the rest of the cabinet. Now that the doors are looking nice and shiny, it's time to add the hinges. The old hinges were attached to the door with screws here, but the new ones will require a mortise to be drilled. I use this Craig jig and I align it roughly in the center of the 3 existing holes. Before drilling though, it gets clamped into place. Then the drill bit gets locked onto the jig like so. The hinge then sits inside the mortise and has 2 pre-drilled holes for screws. After repeating this for all the doors, they were ready to go up. These hinges are pretty cool. They have a little switch that lets you customize how much resistance the door will have when closing. Strong, none, and just right. After I got all the doors up and tweaked them to the right settings, I realized they were kind of plain and needed some handles. The handles I got have 2 attachment points. I used a template to find the lower of the 2 points. To find the upper point, I held a second template up above the first. Then I held up the handle to both templates to find out which holes were in alignment. I think the handles add a little something that was missing before. And now I have to celebrate because all the cabinets in my house are done.